A warm welcome, please, for Lesley Everett. Lesley!
That is the dimension of your brand that's often overlooked. It's the most powerful, the most convincing, the most memorable part of your brand ever. If you were to write a book about your life history so far, what would the title of that book be? It's an interesting thought. It could be the start of you defining what your brand is, because that's authentic. So what I do is work with people to discover who they really are and brand themselves again.
Lesley Everett, thank you for coming, Lesley.
Pleasure.
What is personal branding?
I like to say that our personal brand is actually what people say about us behind our back. Millions of dollars are spent on corporate branding every year by organisations across the globe, but they're not so effective in getting those values down to individuals, so that individuals within the organisation can project and reinforce those values with every interaction, but in their own authentic way. So personal branding is really about taking control of those perceptions and managing the perceptions so that people see us authentically for who we are. And it's not about image being more important. It's about your image not getting in the way of your true qualities and abilities. These last few days of being at this amazing convention, you've added several layers to your brand already. Even here this morning, you're consistently adding those layers and it's gradually evolving. And we can't leave that to chance anymore. We've really got to manage our brand more consciously and more consistently than we ever have done before. So discover it, test it, package it, and project it. And do remember that your X Factor is really about uncovering your core authentic values and then creating a powerful brand image that just ignites that passion and that authenticity into the outside world. So the keynotes really do look at taking the broad aspect of the corporate brand values. So I will do a lot of work on understanding those values first of all, and then using that as an umbrella so that we can work with individuals to give them what they need to develop their personal brand in alignment with your corporate brand messaging. And it's your powerful, authentic personal brands that collectively make the difference in your teams and for the company as a whole. The survey showed us that 50% of people blamed Rebecca Lewis for this alleged affair, and 50% of people blamed his wife Victoria. I know. It's a great illustration of a consistent brand because we don't quite believe it. It doesn't fit within the powerful, focused, great dad, great footballer brand that we think we all know, because he's so consistent with that brand image. So it doesn't quite fit. So we're not quite sure whether he did it or not. And if he did do it, it's just a blip. So I want to ask you right now, what do you do so consistently well that when you don't quite deliver to expectations, people consider it to be a blip rather than part of your brand? As I approach the end of my term as President and Executive Council Chair of the Global Speakers Federation, I look back on an incredible year of recognition of the power of our global community. As I've traveled around the world to many of your association conferences and conventions, I've realized more than ever, and it's confirmed to me more than ever, that every single one of us now is a global speaker.
I went to meet personal branding consultant Lesley Everett at the training base for 111 Olympic medalists over the last century. I asked her why fans gain so much inspiration from their idols' stories.
I think the world we live in now, we're looking for trust and likability with whatever we do.
And that's absolutely true in business, never more so than it is now.
So probably also because of the difficult economic environment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, trust is absolutely key. We need to know what we're working with, who we're working with. It's no longer good enough for top executives to sit in their glass offices on the top floor and not engage with the outside world.
Lesley, you brought the Walking Tall methodology here into Grosvenor House. Tell us a bit about the programme and how it's been implemented.
So what we wanted to achieve is an extra level of confidence and authenticity in the way that they do their job, to give them something for themselves. They really have embraced the Walking Tall culture so that they can build it into their everyday lives, and it's been a huge success. I've fallen off the stage at the end of a presentation, luckily, and ripped the heel off a shoe. And then I've had to hobble back through the foyer of the convention as they're all having coffee with this shoe hanging off, having just talked to them for 45 minutes on how important image is. When that fire alarm went off this morning, I wasn't concerned about the fact there might be a fire in the hotel or I'd have to stand outside for quite a while in freezing temperatures. I was more concerned about my image in front of my esteemed colleagues when everybody says to me, Lesley, you always look the part, you always look great, your outfits are good, you're well groomed. I had to potentially come downstairs in the middle of the night with no makeup on, hair a mess, outfit not put together, and no heels. Disaster. And I'm laying in bed thinking, please God, don't let this be for real. How am I going to do this? In a few hours I have to get on a stage and talk about this stuff. That's the honesty behind that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much.